Hello everyone, we are G01K06. Today we are going to present about the case of Dr. Mohamad Khir Toyo mentioned land deal fraud. Corruption is the misuse of public office for personal interest. It involves exploiting power for private benefit, leading to conflicts of interest, resources misuse, and nepotism. There are two persons involved in this case. The first one is Mohamad Khir Toyo, the former Menteri Besar of Selangor, and Shamsuddin Haryomi, the owner of the land. Mohamad Khir Toyo was charged with land fraud related to the purchase of 2 plots of land and a house in Shah Alam. He knowingly bought the properties at a significant lower price, leading to charges under Section 165 of the Penal Code and Section 109 of the Penal Code. This offense involved accepting a valuable gift in exchange for inadequate consideration connected to his official work as a public servant. In 2004, Mohamad Khir Toyo expressed interest in buying the property at a lower price and initiated renovations before officially becoming the legal owner. In 2007, Mohamad Khir Toyo purchased the properties from Shamsuddin at a price much lower than the original price. In 2015, Mohamad Khir Toyo was charged at the Session Court with land fraud. The trial outcome was Mohamad Khir Toyo was found guilty. He was sentenced to 1 year of imprisonment, and the property was forfeited in 2022 under the Anti-Corruption Act 1997.
For my part, I will explain what the factors of this case. High position factor has led Dr. Mohamad Khir Toyo to corruption that he did a personal gain through this case. The transgression of seizing something of value for oneself in return for inadequate payment from someone he knew had ties to his official work. The accused have an official business connection with the owner of house. Thus, Dr. Mohamad Khir Toyo not only used his position, also used his connection, which shows that factor of this case is due to internal system oversight is weak. The offender wanted to live a rich lifestyle through the fraud he did. Other than that, room for corruption in the procedure factor also exists from both sides, between the accused and the owner without strict supervision from the authorities. That the trial court concluded that the accused had dealings with the house owner in his official role through his firms. The fraud also exists from both sides due to the owner of the house had official business with the accused, which allows them in irrational way of thinking that contribute to the reason they do fraud affair. On the other hand, social and cultural factors also become main reason that contribute to this fraud case. Our society have been normalized with corruption activity even though in small forms, such as from this case, Dr. Mohamad Khir Toyo built a good relationship with the owner with a personal intention and personal gain. Traditions that value relationships above qualifications could result in the voting of unfit people to important roles, creating a situation that encourages corruption. Also, economic conditions play a pivotal role as well. Nowadays, there are quite several effects from the unstable economy to the society's daily necessities, which led this case occurs and become a hot topic. This can be proved when the case states that the property was supposedly to be sold for 6.5 million, but the offender bought it at 3.5 million with agreement of the owner. Public officials' low wage may provide financial incentive for corruption. People who are underpaid and find it difficult to support themselves may be persuaded to resort to unscrupulous activities to increase their income. This problem is made worse by imbalanced economy, which serves as a haven for corruption.
Hello everyone, my name is Hannah. Today I'm going to present the law and act with the Khir Toyo cases. Khir Toyo, the former Chief Minister of Selangor and Chairman of Selangor State Development Corporation (PKNS), faced charge under Section 165 Penal Code for accepting an undervalued property as a public official. The property initially priced at 6.5 million and was purchased by Khir Toyo only 3.5 million in 2004. The owner, fearing repercussion on his official dealings, agreed to the lower price due to his connection with Toyo official position. The trial court convicted Toyo, sentencing him to 1 year in prison and ordering the forfeiture of the property under the Anti-Corruption Act 1997.
Hi, so corruption. It impacts societies and agencies. Corruption exists in the public sector, government, private business, and in dealings between public and private sectors. Corruption leads to greater inequality, less transparency and accountability of political leaders, and growing unfairness and difficulties for citizens. As a result, people will become more inclined to accept or demand excessive and undemocratic measures as solutions.
So, the second impact of corruption is it affects various fields. Corruption has negative impact beyond just the economic sphere. It can exacerbate suffering caused by natural disaster according to Povera 2023. So, when corruption is widespread, infrastructure is often shoddily constructed and disaster preparation and response systems are also inadequate. This makes the effect of disaster like floods, earthquakes, and storms even more devastating.
The question is how to prevent corruption. The first step is to enable anti-corruption education. What I mean by this is by conducting public awareness campaigns, which are crucial steps in fostering society that are actively fights in corruptions. But, however, how does this campaign things works? Public awareness campaigns can help to prevent corruption by educating people about its detrimental effects, promoting ethical behavior, and encouraging whistleblowing.
Integrating anti-corruption education into schools and workplaces is a transformative strategy that empowers individuals to actively fight corruption. By providing knowledge and awareness, this initiative helps people to recognize and resist corrupt practices, creating a foundation for a society where ethical behavior is not only encouraged but ingrained. This comprehensive approach goes beyond mere awareness and aims to instill a sense of responsibility to promote the development of communities that resist the damaging effects of corruption.
So, hello and hi, my name is Madina and right now I'm going to continue for the last part in this case, which is the lesson from Dr. Mohamad Hitoyo's mentioned land deal fraud. So one of the lessons from this case is that corruption degrades public resources. In this case, Dr. Mohamad Hitoyo's mentioned land deal fraud underscores a pivotal lesson and about the detrimental effects of corruption on public resources. This is because the misdirection and wastage of public funds derived from taxes and contributions are a direct consequence of leaders engaging in corrupt activities, which is in this case Dr. Mohamad Hitoyo's and one of his friend about the mention. So the second lesson from this case is integrity and values are crucial for the effective leadership. Dr. Mohamad Hitoyo's alleged acceptance of a bribe resulted in a loss of moral principles, extended consequences far beyond personal preference. The last one is we should avoid accepting and giving bribes. The importance of avoiding both the giving and receiving ends of bribery is a central lesson from this case. The owner of the mention, Shamsuddin Sarioni, offer favors to Dr. Mohamad Hitoyo's in exchange for personal gain, exemplifies the negative consequences and blurring the lines between personal and professional life.
Hi, my name is Noran. My measure number is 76333 and I will continue to talk about the lesson for this case. Okay, boundaries between personal and professional life. The necessity of keeping clear boundaries between one's personal and professional life is another important lesson for this case, especially for people in position of authority. The negative consequences of blurring this limit are exemplified by the property owner's claim activity. He allegedly offered favors to the chief minister in exchange for personal gain. Such action damage the integrity of government institution and destroy public trust. Next, straighten legal system. Okay, the case emphasizes how crucial it is to have a strong and independent legal system to guarantee that justice is done. This includes having effective mechanism for investigating allegations of wrongdoing and holding those responsible accountable. A strong legal system ensures investigation into allegations of wrongdoing are conducted by independent bodies free from political or other external influence. This could involve anti-corruption commission, special investigator, or dedicated units within law enforcement agencies. And lastly, system for justice. The legal system in Malaysia has encountered difficulties in combating corruption and guaranteeing that influential people are held accountable. Dr. Mohamad Toyo case has attracted significant public attention, and this can exert pressure on the legal system by guaranteeing effective investigation, keeping those in authority responsible, and seeking progress. Malaysia can strengthen its legal system and build more just and equitable society. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Nur Jihan and my matrix number is 100425. I will be presenting the summary of this case. This case is involving Dr. Mohamad Khir Toyo, who is a former Menteri Besar of Selangor, and Shamsuddin Haryani, the Director of Ditama Sundaran Berhad. The issue is regarding to the purchase of properties at significantly lower prices than the original values. This was started in 2004, where the properties owned by Ditama Sundaran Berhad were originally purchased for 6.5 million ringgit, were bought by Dr. Mohamad at only 3.5 million in 2007, which the price was less as 3 million ringgit from the original values. Dr. Mohamad then was charged in Section 165 of the Penal Code under the older Anti-Corruption Act 1997. This often includes claims or irregularities in the purchase of mansion, misuse of position for personal gain, manipulation of property transactions, and system weaknesses between the offender and the real estate office that led to the fraud. Greediness and acquisition of properties at lower prices and corporate culture where bribery is common involving political figures are the factors that contributing to the offense. Bribery can bring implications to the individual, organizations, and also national. For the individual, it can tarnish individual reputation and also a potential of imprisonment and fines. Meanwhile, for the organization, it can cause loss of public trust and negative perceptions from the people. At a national level, it can cause political instability, widespread corruptions, and in the long term, it can contribute to the unstable economy. In order to address integrity and corruption issues, there are few suggestions that we can do. The first one is by contributing public awareness campaigns. Next is utilizing the technology for transparent transactions and monitoring. Lastly, key lessons that we get from this case are avoiding giving or accepting bribes, as corruptions waste public funds, which we need to maintain a clear separation between personal and business matters. This is why integrity and values are crucial for effective leadership. I think that's all for me. Thank you.